Okay, so I thought about recording this video, but I had already gotten in the car and started working on it. So today what we're doing, we're changing a auxiliary battery on the Mercedes. So this may vary depending on your vehicle, so just tune in and see how we get it done.
Alright, so as you can see, I'm in the car right now. It's off. I do have the key. But I went ahead and already took out the old battery, and I'm about to replace it with the new. So basically what I had to do, first I had to remove this, you can already see kind of like this carpet liner. I had to remove that. Oh, well, the lights just went off, so hold on. Alright, so I had to remove this carpet liner or whatever from the carpet. The other thing I had to do, so this is actually where the battery was sitting. I'll show you a video basically of me installing it and putting it in. Basically I was just doing the reverse to take it out. But there was a battery covering up the battery, as well as my cabin air filter. So once I get set up, putting this battery in, I'll just come back.
Okay, so I will be doing this to the best of my ability. I do only have one hand, as I currently am not using a tripod. But this battery is extremely heavy. At least to be putting it in with one hand. So basically, that's how the battery will sit. If you can see that, let me reposition. Oh, okay, so that's basically how the battery will sit. You want to make sure that you get this plugged back in on the side. There should be a hole somewhere over there. There we go. Oh, no. Don't want to disconnect it from that part. I already took it off of that bottle by accident, but that was once. Okay, so once that's in, make sure that's secure. First, you do your ground. I'm doing it by hand first before I lock it in. I'm gonna turn the car on, make sure that the battery is good and working. Just got a new battery. Good thing about this is most of the parts and stuff, they come with the number, so I just go look up the number and can go get the OEM parts. So save a lot of money on maintenance and labor and just paying for parts. So let's get the garage open and try to see if it worked.
Okay, so now the garage is open. You see AMG is up. Okay, let's first, the light may be too bright, but let's see. Okay. So far, I've gotten no messages. When I first cut the car on, let's see, probably had to take a test drive, so why don't we just do that? Okay, so we're just gonna take a spin around the block. Haven't gotten any messages so far. So, I'm turning off this flash and yeah. Okay, so first drive out. I have no messages. I'm in the dark right now, but that's just the way it is. Man, I wish maybe if I was up closer, but I know I got a better dome light. Maybe if I brighten up the one behind me. Be able to do that, I guess. So I'll just let y'all know how it works. Okay, so like I said, it's nighttime and I'm driving, so it's really hard to do. But one of the things, or one of the indicators, I'll probably put this in some more light so you can see. But there's a few things that I really missed about having my auxiliary battery fixed. One of my most favorite key. Okay, I just hate this dark.
Okay, so you couldn't really see me in the dark. So I guess it's just better if I show the actual dash. So it's more explainable, or you can see what I'm talking about. So prior to me fixing that auxiliary battery, I would get an error message basically stating that I couldn't use my cruise control. So that's basically my adaptive cruise control allows me to go whatever speed. Or basically, so what that's called is the Distronic Plus. In addition to that, if I were to get to a red light or a stop sign, I had the ability to press on the brake and the car would be able to be idle and it would hold my position. So I wouldn't have to worry about, I don't know, just holding my foot on the brake. So those are some of the things that I didn't think that I would miss until I didn't have the option to do that. Another thing is, that's basically important about it is, technically, if my car was still under warranty, this would have easily been a simple fix by me just going to the dealership and saying, hey, I need to get my battery replaced. But due to the fact that the battery was being so old, it was going to need to be replaced anyway. So it didn't matter who was going to have to do it. It needed to be done. And I just feel a lot better because I was able to do it myself. And yeah, it just saved me a lot of time and money and going back and forth to the dealership and everything else. So sometimes you just got to make it happen and do it on your own. So, but until then, I'm just signing off.
So, okay, so I tried to get closer just to add some more light, but as you can see, I'm in the garage. But one of the things that you can basically tell or notice is this used to move so slow before I had, I guess you couldn't really tell, but it used to move so slow before I had changed my battery, basically. But that's one thing that it'll start to move faster. I noticed that the windows, whenever I hit the windows, those will go down a lot faster. Even at the same time. But just to sum it all up, that's basically all the auxiliary functions. It really affects the driving in terms of the cruise control, your ability to do the stop hold on the brake, some of your functions in terms of how fast your seat moves backwards and forwards. Yeah, so other than that, that's just a little bit of an explanation. The last little bit is, since I already did the little test drive, making sure that everything works and is running, I'm just gonna tighten all of the little nuts, bolts, and screws and call it a day. So until then, we out.
Okay, so back to putting this all back together. I've already replaced the battery. As you can see down there, that's the brand new battery. I already put everything back up. The only pieces, like I said, that came off, this is the floor mat, so don't worry about that. The only pieces that came off was this, which is the actual battery cover, and this is, which is the cabin air filter. So the only tools that I needed, I used a wrench. Technically, all you needed was I think this was a 10 millimeter lug nut wrench or whatever we could have used. But me personally, like I said, I just used some vice grips and, got on there, made sure it was tight, of course. How else are you gonna be able to, tighten it up? But yeah, so just went ahead, get that, make sure it was tight, not too tight. Maybe about a half turn on those. But yeah, like I was saying, just about a half turn on those. Literally, I think this is probably about the easiest thing that I've had to do in terms of maintenance and changing something on my car. Yeah, say about a half turn. Then after I do that, I'm going to place this battery cover back. As you can see, it's probably those little clamps. I need to make sure that I have those lined up right and make sure I have it on correctly. So let's try that way. So make sure that snaps in. Let me try to get that one there. Okay, so they both should snap in. So yeah, like I was saying, they both should snap in. Pretty simple and easy like that. One thing that I've noticed, well, I probably should have showed you whenever I took the battery, but I got the old battery, so I'll show you on that one. But the size of the battery actually matters because if I would have gotten the wrong size, the battery may have still worked, but in terms of this actual compartment of what this is in, it truly makes a difference. And what I mean by that is the depth of the actual compartment of where the battery is housed. It wouldn't have been able to fit if I've used a different size. So I'll just be able to show you better whenever I get the thing. So there's clamps on this too. Unfortunately, I need to do this with 2 hands. So I'll just show you what I'm talking about on the show you what I'm talking about on the battery, and I'll be right back.
So this is basically what I meant by the battery size. So what I wanted to make sure that I did, of course, whenever I did put in my order, I wanted to make sure that these numbers matched. But okay, so the 12V, 12AH, 200AEN. To be honest, I don't know what none of that means. Only thing I do know what the 200A is basically the size and depth of this battery. If I do find out some more specs, of course, I'll just put it in the video, link on somewhere on the side below or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, so basically this is the battery. I'll probably just recycle this. See if I can get a couple bucks for this or something. I don't know. But yeah, that's nice straight. Nice and clean. Well, he was clean, but I'll probably show y'all that video, or y'all probably would have seen it.